Hey everyone, this is Judi with JLBCrafts. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. In this video, I'm going to be setting up the week of December 12th through the 18th in my big, lovely letters planner. I'm also in the latter part of the video going to be hand lettering. We are on capital Y this week. Y is a bit unique, the capital Y, because it's pretty much the only capital letter that is a descender. So we take up the whole two lines normally where we would for the body of the Y, but then it does dip down like a normal Y as well. So it needs a lot of vertical space. Anyway, Y is for Yule. And now my regulars, you know, I did X's for Xmas and Christmas last week. So Y is for Yule. And the difference being Yule is more of an old-timey word for Christmas. So I have these stickers. I got them off of AliExpress. If you just do a search for vintage Christmas ephemera or vintage Christmas stickers, stuff like that, on Amazon as well, you'll get these things like these. They are, it's a junk journaling term. The word ephemera, it just means little bits and pieces. And so it's probably hard to tell on camera, but these stickers do have just a little bit of a yellowish tinge to them to make them look a little aged. And then a lot of them are like just old-timey looking. And most of these are way, way, way too big, but we'll just, I'm gonna do my normal. I'm gonna fill it in up the center and across the top. I do have this Simply Gilded washi tape. It's a super dark, like Christmas plaid, which I felt like that gave off kind of Yule vibes as opposed to the one I used last week that was a little lighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up while I do this. I do have a link. As you all know, you can probably, my regulars can probably recite what I'm about to say with me. I have a link in the description box. If you use that link to sign up for Simply Gilded's no spam newsletter, truly no spam newsletter, you will get back a coupon code for $5 off a purchase of $15 or more, and I'll get that same coupon code. Also, I always say, don't pull your washi tape super tight. It's imperceptible, but it does stretch, and then when you unstick it from your desk and trim the ends, it contracts back to its natural state, and that's what causes your page to curl. So don't pull it super tight. And then I'll grab my just some random bullet points for my words. Alright, let's find some bullet points. I kind of like this rose gold. I feel like that looks a little bit kind of old-timey. And I want to put a little bit of sparkle on there. So let's go ahead and use 7 of these. Okay, and then we'll just grab a black pen and write in our words. So of course we're going to start with the capital Y. And my pen quit working. And then Yule, which we might want to put that one last. Let's put that one last because that's the one we're most likely to use, I think, in our planner. And I like to save that for the end of practice when we've had the most practice. So we'll just switch the last word and the first word. You, okay, and then yard is the 14th, yep. I guess you could write yard work. Year, that's another good one. You know what, I'm gonna put year at the end too because, again, I want to have more practice with the Y before getting to a word that we might write a lot. So let's put yoga here. And then last but not least, yay. I'm not sure why you'd go to the trouble of, maybe if you had a quote or something, you'd brush letter the word yay. Maybe. So, all right, there we go. I have a bunch of cleanup to do on my desk. I'll pick my pens and be right back. Okay, so for pens, I tried not to pick the same ones as last week, but it was a little bit rough. So I didn't have a brown last week, so I have the Fudenosuke in brown. That's my firmest. Then I have the green Zebra, Funwari. Oops, I forgot to grab a pencil grip for, this is the Le Pen Flex in a nice deep dark crimson red. So since this is so skinny, you don't have to do this, but I like to put just a normal old back to school pencil grip on there. There we go. And I know that I like my grip to be right about at that box, the edge of that box. So there we go. All right. And then I have the olive green Pentel Touch brush sign pen. That is the same. I did use that pen last week, but the rest I think are, well, the zebra stuff, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. All right, so I am going to warm up with Aces. My S is definitely showing some improvement, so I'm heavy-handed. I start with the firmest pen and work toward the softest pen because the firmer ones are easier for me to control. If you are light-handed, I recommend you do the opposite. And a lot of this information is in the video Secrets to Great Hand Lettering, which is at the very start of the 2022 lettering playlist. So check that out if you haven't yet, if you're considering starting for 2023. So again, Tombow is the brand and Fudenosuke is the product line. Next I have the Zebra brand Funwari product line. Next I have the Le Pen brand. Flex is their product line, and I do have all these pens linked in the description box of all my hand lettering videos. And finally, the Pentel Touch brush sign pen. So Pentel is the brand and the brush sign pen is the product line. I don't know why lately it seems like I've been starting out with my paper really slanted and having to back off on that a little bit. I don't know why I've been doing that lately. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and do a deep dive into the options for the capital Y. So this is the Lovely Letters. They're doing kind of a light up all the way up to the top line, big heavy down across both halves of the lettering line, and then they're just coming up to about midline before they come down into a big, wide, swoopy tail. So if you're doing lots of loops and stuff, this one actually, it's got a lot of swoops, but it's not super curly and loopy, really. Anyway, next I've got the free lettering sheet from Tombow that you can download and print. It's meant to go with the pens that I use. So here's their Y. No surprise here, it's not super swoopy. They're starting kind of midway between midline and top line, so a little bit higher than we just saw with the Lovely Letters. No slant at all, coming straight down, and then they're going all the way up to the top line again rather than just coming up to the neighborhood of the midline, and then all the way down, and theirs doesn't come way over and across. They're just kind of staying straight up and down, straight vertical and coming up, and you can make your tail as big or as little as you want depending on if you want a connector stroke or not. I like the connector strokes, so I'll be making my tail a little bigger than that. Next, I have the Rainbow Crayola Calligraphy that you can find at Dollar Tree sometimes. I also have it linked. It's more than $1, but I do have it linked in the description box. You can grab it off of Amazon. So here you can see where the dot is. That's where they're starting. So they're starting way up, the highest yet. A little curly entrance, light up, then a big heavy down, and a light up. And again, they're going all the way up to the top line, not stopping at midline. And then again, a big, long, heavy down. They're dropping way, way down, even below midline of the next level, the next row. And then a light up coming to about midline. So no surprises there. Next, I've got the boxed set from Crayola. So they've got more slant going on here. But again, starting somewhere between midline and top line, light up, heavy down. Again, all the way up to top line. They're coming way over a bit further, not quite as far as that very first one, but they are still making kind of a big one, a big bottom belly, if you will. And then coming across, they're not really coming up to make this into a connector, but you easily could. Or you could just start the rest of your word, sit it up above it so it looks tied together. And then last but not least, the Calligraphy, not Crayola, Calligraphy Made Easy book. I also happened to purchase at Walmart. So here is the first Y here. This is a bit similar to what I practiced last year where I had more of a swoopy entrance. I am absolutely going to convert this over to my subtle triangular entrance. But again, here you can see they're not coming all the way up to top line. They're just kind of coming up a little bit above midline on theirs. And then absolutely this looks like it could be a connector stroke. No problem at all. This one also looks a bit more spread out than some of the ones we've seen. So for example, this one in particular, there is no gap at all between the big heavy down and the up part of the first half of the letter. Whereas here, there's a huge gap there. So I tend to not like the gaps. My brain struggles a little bit more to recognize that as a letter, so I won't be doing a whole lot of a gap. And then as far as alternatives go to the Y, here we go. No surprise, they've got lots of curly swoopy things going on. Big curly Q before they even get into the Y. Again, they're only coming up to about midline. Big gappy bit here. This starts to look, this goes very far into Z, capital Z territory for me. So I won't be doing that either. All right. So let's give this a try. Like I said, I'm going to base mine a lot on what I was doing last year. And I do tend to like the differing heights on my letters. Like my M, I tend toward making the second hump slightly shorter than the first hump. So I will be doing that with the Y as well. All right, so let's start faintly triangular entrance. Heavy down all the way to baseline. Light up. I do want this side to be shorter than this side, so I'm only going to go to about midway between midline and top line. Heavy down, keeping it mostly closed. Tail and back up. And just ending no higher than midline so I have my good connector stroke. That might even be a little too high for a connector stroke. If I was going to do our first word, the U, or whatever word, if you didn't rearrange the order like I did, you might not want to end up that high. But that, I love that. That's beautiful. I have no reason really to change it. I'm afraid if I bring this completely together, get rid of this gap altogether, I'm not going to like how closed in it looks once I get the tail on there. So I'm going to stick with that, I think. I might come up with a couple little variations here and there, but that's basically it. So choking way up on our pen because we've got to cover quite a bit of ground. Although there is a place right here, a really easy, neat place to stop, lift your pen, scooch your hand to cover more real estate. So we don't always have that luxury. So we're gonna have a lot of entanglements since every single word is gonna have a descender with that capital Y. So just space things out, give yourself space. And if you can, pick pens that get darker as you go down. That way the new row that you're writing over top of the previous row, you can see better because your pens get darker and darker. I didn't really do that. I just picked the colors I wanted, so. If this feels a little tight and closed into you, try coming across lower rather than clear up here. Like that one I crossed right at baseline, here I crossed a little lower, and that will open things up a little bit more. Let's try our first word. All right, so yew, if you rearranged like I did, yew is our first word. And a yew tree is a coniferous tree, so basically it has needles, pine needles, not leaves. It's got little red berries. I think we had them around our house growing up in the Midwest. So anyway, let's give this a try. There we go. It's very recognizable. It looks gorgeous. I love it. I'm not going to change a thing. Like I keep the bottom, the middle of my W lower. So again, I just really like not having this second half of the Y come all the way up. So I'm just gonna go and fit my Y's in on each row where I can. There's something bumpy on that side of the page that I used last week. Making my page do funny things. Almost didn't fit that one in there. All right, let's try yard. Excellent. So you want to see some symmetry between the upper part of the D and the lower part of the Y. So you're looking for the same slant overall, roughly the same size and shape. Unless you're going with a big flourishy bottom here to your Y, then obviously you don't need it to match. But I like seeing that kind of, that symmetry. All right, I am having, for some reason today, I'm having a little bit of trouble with a smooth transition coming down from my heavy down to my light up. You know, some days are like that, so. Okay, let's try yoga. So as you could guess, I'm looking for repeatability on my two tails there, so they look as similar as possible. And then same thing with the circular forms in these 3 letters. I want them to be slanted the same, sized the same, angled the same. I guess slanted and angled is the same thing, but you know what I mean. Ooh, that one got really, really wide. I don't like that as much. How about a capital Y and a lowercase y in the same word? So that there is a method to my madness. Whenever I could, I tried to do a word that included both the capital version and the lowercase version in the same word. So we can look for any things that we might want to change because they clash, you know what I mean? So let's give this a try. And they're similar enough. I mean, again, just like over on the other side with the Y and the G, looking for the similar slant, similar size, all of that. So, and like I said, unless this is a big flourishy bottom for you, but for me, I want them, since it's not, I want them to be consistent. And since I keep it pretty closed here, I don't want it to be wide and open here. Ooh, he got a little pointy for some reason. I'm not sure why. I have to say it. Yay, I like yay. All right, let's try year. So no new letters here. We've already practiced all of these already, but this is a very plannery word, so hopefully you like the way it looks. And I do. I think that looks great. Now I need to find a reason to write year on a month page or something. All right, last but not least, the most seasonal word, Yule. I like it. A little bit more of a slant here, I feel like, than here. Maybe not. Nah, maybe not. way too open there. We made it! So, if any of your holiday dessert menus include a Yule log, hopefully you can write it. And kudos to you if you can make it. I have tried to make Yule log cakes and they are not easy. It's a lot of messing around. So, there was Christmas last week, Xmas, and there is, yeah, I think that definitely looks a little more vintagey color-wise than this one, a little brighter. So there we go. Let's compare to Y last year. So since I changed the order, we're not going to match exactly, but that's okay. Yay and yay. I like my Y better. I mean, I didn't change a lot. I really just changed this entrance and I kind of closed up this gap a little bit. Otherwise, I liked my Y before, so there really wasn't much need to change. Consistency is definitely getting there, so there we go. 2 weeks left, Z, and then we'll do some numbers and some punctuation, and we'll play. I'll explain a little bit about balanced lettering, and that will be it. So I hope you all are still with me. If you're new and you're bummed that you're finding this all at almost the end of the year, a couple notes. Happy Planner does have a 2023 big lettering planner. It's set up ever so slightly different and it's a lot of pink, but you absolutely can start over at the beginning of 2022 with this challenge. Watch my weekly videos and make that easily work with that planner. Your numbers, your dates will just be off by one number, but it's super easy to just adapt. And those videos aren't going anywhere. You can absolutely pick up at the beginning of 2023. And then if there's a particular letter that vexes you, that you want to see more of, you can go back to 2021. I also have those videos. Although by the time I started 2022, I already had a year of practice under my belt. I had learned a few things. I changed a few things. So I would recommend starting with 2022. But again, those videos aren't going anywhere. Don't stress out. You have all the time in the world to go ahead and start following those videos. So I hope you like this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. That's liking, subscribe, drop me a smiley face, any kind of comment. All those interactions with my videos help me with the YouTube algorithm and go a long way towards supporting and helping me grow my channel. Thank you.